Most bodybuilders don't fail with their nutrition because they're weak. They fail because they change too much, too quick, for the wrong reason. They want to change immediate progress without having the structure in place, and they end up falling apart. So this is where I want to show you how to reset your nutrition the right way. Not to transform your physique overnight, because that shit, it's not gonna stick, but actually how to rebuild things properly so progress sticks. This video is for the bodybuilder who's done doing things the broken traditional way. You've tried super aggressive cuts, you've tried the dirty bulk, and you tried just chasing numbers without a true plan in place. Now, you're finally here. Congrats, you're ready for a reset. Not a new diet, but a new way of doing things that's actually gonna benefit your whole life. By the end of this video, you're gonna understand how to set up your nutrition so that when you're ready to scrap old new habits and build a system that actually works. Not just for a few weeks, but for as long as you want. I've been bodybuilding for over a decade. I've been coaching for about 10 years, and I've helped well over 1,000 athletes at this point, and I've watched the same mistake derail great bodybuilders one after another. They try to force progress without fixing the system. We're gonna cover 3 things. First, the real purpose of a nutritional reset. Second, what changes we are gonna make and what changes we're not gonna. And third, how to make this feel automatic so it doesn't feel like work all the time. This phase, it's not about putting on slabs of muscle or getting shredded. It's about proper alignment. Alignment between your body, your schedule, and the rest of your life. This reset, it needs to happen, or else you're never gonna remove that friction. Because if your nutrition, it needs constant willpower and constraint, it's gonna fail the moment life applies pressure. Kids get sick, you're running late for work, last minute travel changes. So this is about building structure that you can execute on your worst week, not your best one. So the first thing we're actually gonna dial in on, it's not calories. It's consistency. Before we actually manipulate any food amounts or switch anything around, we need to have predictable inputs, meaning meal timing, meal frequency, and food selection. You're gonna eat roughly the same foods at the same times on most days, not because it's exciting, but because it gives us a starting place with clean data. Without consistency, nutrition is just gonna be guessing with a few extra steps. After that, we can establish what your maintenance calories are. If you don't know how to do this, some tools listed below, that'll help you. We don't need a surplus, we don't need an aggressive cut. Getting to our maintenance is gonna show us how your body is actually gonna adapt without having all of this noise going on from inconsistency. Most bodybuilders will skip this because it feels slow and boring, but skipping it is why later you need to overcorrect. We're also gonna simplify food choices. Now, don't fight me here. Most people will fight this process. You don't need endless variety of food. You need a short list of foods that digest well, that fit within your schedule, and are easy to repeat. A boring meal, it's gonna beat an inconsistent meal all the time. This part matters. We don't need to go after crazy scale change. We don't need to eliminate a whole bunch of foods out of fear, and we don't need to turn nutrition into this crazy test. Can you do it? No. We don't need to set up meals that you need to earn. There's no days where you're gonna punish yourself if you mess up, and there's gonna be no emotional decisions made with this. If your nutrition plan feels overwhelming and intense, you're just doing too much. When I first started coaching, I noticed something. The clients who struggled, man, they actually weren't lazy. They were just overwhelmed. They had these plans that worked on perfect days, on perfect weeks. The clients who thrived had boring plans that they could execute in their sleep. That was the difference. Progress, it didn't come from intensity. It came from repeatability. So here's how to lock it in. You gotta stop chasing this motivation and you need to start auditing habits. What is your mealtime consistency? What is your hydration? What's your protein intake? And what's your food prep rhythm? Rate each one of those from a scale of 1 to 10, and you don't need to fix everything at once. You just gotta bring up the weakest area by 1 point. That is how nutrition is gonna become software in the background. You eat, you train, and you live your life. There's no negotiation all day between if you should eat this or you shouldn't. And this reset, it's gonna work because it's freaking simple. That way you can be consistent instead of always changing direction. You're able to actually analyze what the body's gonna do with your maintenance calories, and you're gonna be able to be repeatable day to day. These systems will always overproduce compared to someone who's just hyped up on motivation and wanting to go, 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 and then burn out. This is the line between doing bodybuilding and living this shit day in and day out. The bodybuilders who win long-term, with the exception of the genetic elite at the absolute IFBB pro top, the ones who win are not doing it this crazy extreme way. They're doing it the simple way, and they're executing it at a very high level. They're super structured. They fix how they're gonna eat first, and then from there, you're actually able to make adjustments later on that'll drive progress. So if you're finally ready to reset your nutrition and build this shit the right way, you can use some of the free tools I linked below, or you can book a free roadmap call with me. We can have a chat and I can take you through exactly what to do next. Just remember, structure first, progress will follow. Imagine you're building your physique with a step-by-step recipe guide where you're gonna know exactly what to do every week, every workout, every day. If all that were true, wouldn't you be interested? You gotta click the link below to book your 30-minute strategy call. I'll personally walk you through your specific situation and show you exactly how to apply these systems within your life, all for free. If you're worried about this being a salesy, high-pressure sales pitch, I have an unconditional, no pressure policy. If the program's not right for you, I'm gonna tell you. I just want people to win and take back control of their life.